Let's talk about human factors. Now, in this lesson, we're going to look at the roles that humans play in cybersecurity. We're going to address the question whether humans are the weakest link, and we'll also look at strategies that we can use to mitigate human security threats within an organization. One thing to keep in mind with human factors is that behind every single system is a person, whether it's a user using an application or a system administrator or the software developer that builds the system. We're all human beings, and which is why this human layer is very important when it comes to cybersecurity. Now, human factors in cybersecurity um, is a combination of the psychological, social, and organizational elements that influence our behavior as humans and influence our decision making within the cybersecurity context. And it's very important to understand these factors because they help us to create a comprehensive defenses that addresses the interactions between humans and technology. So, are humans actually the weakest link? Well, we all know that technology advances at a rapid pace, but humans are always going to remain susceptible to manipulation and errors that cyber attackers can exploit. Um, Examples of some of these things are, phishing, social engineering, and data exposure. So there's lots of information. You have digital footprints that can be exploited by malicious actors. Education and training plays a big role in strengthening our defenses at the human layer. But it's important to remember humans the weakest link, but humans are always going to be susceptible. Um, but it is the responsibility is still on us to make sure that people within our organizations are well trained, well equipped, but also that we create a positive culture that promotes people being able to contribute to the security of the organization. Now, when it comes to mitigating human security threats, it requires a holistic approach. Of course, security awareness is a part of it, but it also includes your policies and your due diligence. And this needs to be put in place to check the different types of human factor threats that could compromise the security of an organization. So one of some of these controls are you have your security awareness training. We equip employees with the knowledge and tools that they need to be able to spot some of these threats, and we're sort of transforming our employees into proactive defenders. It's not just about being able to spot phishing emails or prevent things from happening. It's also creating that culture where people feel free and open. They feel like the security team is on their side and they'll be the first to report if they notice something suspicious. In the real world, a lot of um, compromises are actually detected by people noticing something strange, um, and that helps security teams to be able to respond quickly. Now, looking at technical controls, right? It's human factors, but you still need technical controls because what happens when someone actually clicks on a phishing link? You want to reduce the likelihood that that would have an impact, or you want to reduce the likelihood that people receive phishing emails in the first place. That's why we have tools like DMARC and SPF that kind of um, filter out emails, prevent spoofing, make sure that emails are authenticated. But we also have things like attachment and link scanning. So before users receive attachments and links in their emails, this will be scanned for malware. We also have endpoint security tools that can detect malware and other forms of malicious activities on the user's devices. So you want to prevent them from getting phishing emails. But if they get phishing emails, you want to increase the likelihood that they'll be able to spot them, hence security awareness. When the likelihood, in the event that someone actually clicks on something, you want to increase the likelihood that that will be detected by our systems. So it's not just focusing on security awareness, it has to be a holistic approach. We also have acceptable use policies. We need to define what users can and can't do with company issued systems or company systems in general. And we need to regularly communicate and reinforce these policies. We also have things like background checks, to check to prevent insider threats. We need to validate our identities, employment history, and criminal records. This is more of like a general thing addressing risk for the organization, but it's also important in cybersecurity. And we need to build a security culture in our organization. And this is by allowing people to participate, encouraging people to participate, and kind of promoting the idea that it's a shared responsibility. It's not just about, it's not just a thing for techies or for the cybersecurity or IT team. It is something that we need to encourage people to be more vigilant. And whenever people do something like maybe they reported a phishing email or they reported that they clicked on a phishing email, you need to recognize that using positive reinforcement, and we need to encourage more people to do that. Now, just to conclude, we need to embrace like holistic strategies to mitigate human security threats, and um, hopefully with that we can bridge the gap between human behavior and technology. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next lesson.